What's up guys, in case you have very rare euro coins you intend to sell, don't hesitate to post some for sale on our website, COİN.com. For mobile users, we recommend our COİN app, which makes publishing coin ads much easier. We also provide appraisal and grading of coins. At the same time, you can get a bunch of extra privileges by owning one of the ads packages. Here is Greece 1 euro cent, minted in 2002, standard circulation coin in European Union states, containing copper-plated steel. Weight is 2.30 grams. Diameter is 16.25 millimeters. Obverse features an advanced model of Athenian boat, the largest warship afloat for more than 200 years, dating from the time of Athenian democracy, accompanied by the face value and surrounded by 12 five-pointed stars representing European Union. Below the date of minting, we see very cool-looking mint mark of National Mint of Greece. Those with F mint marks instead are struck in Paris. On the reverse, a globe next to face value. Coins at extremely fine condition, featuring tiny bits of luster on selected areas. Lower stars display slight touch of softness on high points. Strike of device and letterings is sharp. Only distraction obverse is a slanting contact mark over the lower legend. Reverse side is practically free from abrasions, just tiny sized scratches and hairlines here and there. Fields display multi-toned surfaces. Below face value, see small concentration of well-preserved red luster, while lower half of the coin displays some hazel brown, grey, beige and seaweed tones. Edge exhibit insignificant abrasions and very tiny dents on western rims. On eBay, circulated 1 euro cents from Greece can be fetched for between 40 cents to $2. You can even get uncirculated but yet uncertified piece for little amount of money. For instance, 1 euro cent was sold for just $1 on April 28th. Seller from Florida claims that coin is from BU rolls, put away in 2002. 1964 Jefferson nickels are considered very valuable at higher grades. Special strike or so-called SMS nickels in particular. According to Jaime Hernandez from PCGS, to this day, it's still unknown why special strike Jefferson nickels and other denominations dated 1964 were struck. The 1964 special strike Jefferson nickels usually display an extremely sharp strike, as well as having sharp and square edge rims. The surfaces feature a satin-like appearance. However, the coins are not circulation strikes, nor are they proofs. Hence, the coins are referred to as special strikes. The existence of 1964 special strike Jefferson nickels was completely unknown until they first appeared in Stack's coin auction in 1993. Welcome back to Coin Us. This episode will cover 1964 nickels worth big money. Besides mint state coins, I'll show you one circulated relatively rare nickel from Coin Us collection. Now you're looking at 1964 special strike Jefferson nickel, graded as SP67 Plus with full steps by PCGS. The SMS 1964 Jefferson nickel is rare. PCGS reports only 19 submissions for all grades combined, including likely duplication. This is the only plus designated full steps coin at PCGS. The satin finish readily observed on this high-end superb gem, complementing a delicate tinge of light of champagne toning over the sharp devices and flawless fields. Sold on April 25th, 2019 for $22,800 at Heritage Auctions. One grade higher, these nickels get even more expensive. This is the ultimate gem among 1964 sold at Heritage. This piece shows an amazing sculptural depth of detail that is uniformly absent on business strikes, yet fully equal to strike on a proof coin. Sold on January 7, 2016 for $32,900. Another highly sold 1964 variety of nickels are nickels with repunched mint mark D. It's possible to find them in your change or nickel rolls. The repunching on the D is plainly visible beneath the loop on this popular cherry pickers variety. This high-end gem is sharply struck in most areas, save for one steps where slight softness is seen. A few small marks on Jefferson cheek limit the grade. It was sold just last year for $9,000. Now it's high time to show you our nickels from 1964. Look at the beautiful contrast between these two. The coin to the right was bought by founder of COİN in this state. It bears an error called Black Beauty. Black Beauty errors occur as a result of improper annihilation during minting process. Improper annihilation means strips used to impress the coin planchets were overheated, which resulted in such dark gray tone. As you can see, letterings are stark, even though show some rubbing on high points. Several dents and deep contact marks on Jefferson head. Also dent is seen on northwestern rim. On the reverse again mysterious black layer on the southern half of a coin. Monticello shows significant wear on most parts. No sign of full steps. Field and device exhibit several seen and long marks and plenty of hairlines. I looked for Black Beauty Jeffersons from 1964 and found several specimens that are sold for between $5 to $30. Now let's check the guiding price list for regular strike full step sneakers from 1964. What's up guys, if you have 1965 Roosevelt dimes in your pocket change, make sure to inspect them under magnifying glass or using high definition camera, cause error coins, especially wrong planchet dimes, are super valuable these days. During the initial period from 1946 to 1964, these coins contained 90% silver, but it was changed in 1965. From these years, the US Mint started copper nickel dimes production. That has continued until these days. So during this transitional period, many slip-ups and errors occurred, which turned some of them into numismatic rarities. Coin you are looking at now is 1965 Roosevelt dime struck in Philadelphia. Looks pretty normal, however it was impressed on silver dime planchet by mistake. Very rare transitional alloy error. Most of these transitional error dimes appear in about and circulated grades. It was sold for $9,000 in 2019 at Heritage Auctions. Roosevelt dimes of 1965 are highly sought after at higher full bands grades as well. This MS69 full bands dime should carry some weight with register set enthusiasts. It is the sole finest 1965 Roosevelt dime at both the leading grading firms combined, meaning PCGS and NGC. A single tick apparent under deep magnification and is the only visible flow on this essentially perfect coin. Glints of pale gold and lilac adorn brilliant, satiny surfaces. It was sold on August 2nd, 2017 for $1,527.50 at Heritage Auctions. Now I want to show you our Roosevelt dime from 1965 with cold silver grey tones consuming each side of a coin. Despite being circulated, this coin is well preserved. Here on the hair of the president no softness is visible. Strike of device is sharp, yet on lower lettering I noticed some irregularity. W of We Trust is not worn but displays blurry surfaces. It was likely struck through grease. This side of a coin is devoid of major contact marks or spots, but this gouge on the cheekbone of president. Reverse side has a nice reflectivity despite numerous hairlines gracing the fields. Now let's pay attention to the torch. upper bands are separated, but lower bands are almost flattened, showing significant smoothness, thereby not attaining a full band state. One medium-sized bagmark catches the eye on torch. Nevertheless, lettering the sharp strike is bold. Auction record for regular strike non-error 1965 dime was set in 2006. About uncirculated 55 graded dime was sold for $8,625. Today 1965 dimes with full bands are pretty elusive at higher grades, therefore very valuable. Here is a guiding price list for higher grades of that coin. When it comes to ungraded and circulated dimes of that year, they sell for $1 to $4 on eBay as for sales records. In this episode I'm going to show you $1/4 from COİN's collection, also bearing a mint error. After a thorough inspection we will find out how much circulated or minted quarters of that particular year are worth on the internet. So this is 1978 Washington quarter with mint mark D. D standing for Demer mint. Weight is 5.67 grams, contains 75% copper, 25% nickel over a pure copper center. As you see, this error coin was struck by a faulty die. Pay attention to the field in mint mark D. Other than that, to the left of Washington bus we see very thin diagonal die crack extending till 8 o'clock. Small amount of wear can be seen on Washington's hair, accompanied with very deep gouge. On the neck area, surfaces display numerous deep notches, possible result of damaged die. Fields exhibit many hairlines, but mostly undistracting. On the edge, several wheels are worn flat or damaged. Reverse side has very fine appealing. Device elements are well struck. Very light softness is evident on chest of the eagle. Here we have small stock of verdigris between branch and left wing. On the letter A, inner hole almost disappeared, most likely another filled in letter. At the same time, some rubbing is evident on high points of UNI in country's name. Auction record for 1978D was set in 2016. MS67 Plus gem is sold for $1,528. According to PCGS, at circulated grade, those quarters are worth not more than $1. On the other hand, uncirculated quarters are very valuable these days. Here's a guiding price list for higher grades. Those are fixed prices. Now it's high time to check price on eBay, so to get idea for on which amount those error quarters sell. This is a listing of lately sold error quarters. As you see on May 17, 2022, this error nickel was filled in mint mark, like ours, was bargained for $1.25. It's possible that they were struck by the same die. Pay attention to the shape of A on reverse, almost like on ours. That's all. So this is 1979 Susan Anthony dollar. Standard circulation coin with copper nickel clad copper content. Weight is little more than 8 grams. Diameter 26.5 millimeters. Oversight highlights right profile of Susan B. Anthony, American pioneer for women's rights and anti-slavery activists. Above the lettering Liberty, below the date of minting. Philadelphia struck dollar coins has two varieties when it comes to beads of a ream and the date. This picture will help you identifying variety from the distance to a numeral of the date. As obviously seen, our coin represents narrow ream variety. But about price I'm going to talk little later. So to the right, always seen US national note in God we trust, and to the left, mint mark, in our case P, standing for Philadelphia Mint. It's easy to confuse with D without magnifying glass, as it was struck by a faulty die, filled in mint mark error. Susan Anthony here displays medium wear in this area. Also on collar part of her dress. Focal areas of the coin display several scratches, notches and hairlines, which are really bad for eye appeal if grading the coin. Surfaces around the letterings and stars are surrounded with seaweed tone tarnish. It has a reeded edge as in Roosevelt times. Thickness of a coin is 2 mm. On the reverse, an eagle holding an olive branch, flying above the moon with Earth in the background, so-called Apollo 11 mission insignia. Name of the country and E pluribus unum above, face value below. Strike is sharp, but yet we see some wear on some motifs of device, mainly wings, the chest of eagle, and the branch below. Yellowish-green tarnish concentrated mainly around the right hip of eagle. According to PCGS, sales record for this variety of $1 was set in 2021 on eBay. MS67 Plus gem was sold for $6,995. Price of circulated but yet high-grade coins changed between $12 to $20. Here's a guiding price list for higher grades of 1979p wider rim variety. Today's episode features two UK coins minted in 1982. Elizabeth II 20 pence, copper nickel coin with weight of 5 grams, an equilateral curve heptagon shape. To put it simply, with 7-sided edge. Diameter is 21 mm. Now let's inspect these coins one by one in depth. So over side of a coin features second portrait of British Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Letterings are engraved into color. On the reverse, crown Tudor rose, dividing the date and legend, face value below. These 20 pennies is at fine condition, displays medium wear on focal areas of device. Softness also evident on tiara of the Queen. One very deep abrasion catches the eye on the throat of the Queen. Field display numerous contact marks as well. Some letters of color inscription shows grey-green layers of tarnish. Reverse side displays sharply detailed device elements. Light wear is seen on the leaves of the badge. Also on upper half of a coin we witness some verdigris smatters among motifs of a crown and inside engraved face value. Moving on to other piece. This one is at very fine condition, at least 2 grades higher than previous one. Softness only limited to tiara, some part of hair and lower part of the bust. One medium-sized nick catches the eye near 2 o'clock. Inscriptions are readable but with oxide layers as well. When we turn the coin over, we see that device elements display nice preservation for 40-year-old coins. But yet, due to contact with humidity, some tarnish is evident inside engraved upper letterings. According to NGC price guide, at higher circulated grades, these coins are worth not more than $1. For more up-to-date prices, let's check recent sales records on eBay. On April 28, 2022, this 20 pence was sold for $2.25. As you see, amount of wear of this coin, almost the same as on first 20 pence I showed you. On May 9th, this 20 pence was bargained for little less than $1, plus shipping fee. Do you want to sell your 1983 Elizabeth II £1 on internet? In this video I'm going to show you how to post this coin for sale, alongside with few tips on assigning a realistic price. But beforehand I must tell you that in order to get a really nice deal, your coin should be at highest mint state, that's uncirculated or otherwise contain trace of some incredible error, let's say bro struck or with major curve. Also pay attention to edge lettering, cause upside down lettering variety is quite demanded these days. For instance, just a couple of days before, this 1983 £1 with upside down edge lettering with upside down Dakota Tutamen lettering was sold for $105. So now I'm holding two circulated specimens. One to the left is heavily damaged, as you can see, so mainly will inspect the preservation, stripe, luster and eye appeal of the one to the right. Preservation is the number one priority in coin grading as for Sheldon system. Therefore, this coin's achieving higher grades is almost impossible. Over-circulated nickel brass coin with heavily abraded surfaces on the fields and device. So really short about its history, and by 1980 it had become apparent that with general decline in purchasing power, the £1 unit of currency was more appropriate to coin than a banknote. After consultation with many groups including retailers and special interest groups, the government announced on 31 July 1981 that a new £1 coin that was to be issued on 21st April 1983. Coin issued in 1983 circulated for 34 years until they were demonetized in 2017 and replaced with a current bimetallic £1 coin. Back to our coin. Queen's bust displays heavy abrasions and medium wear on head and tiara. Between collar and beaded circle we see some concentration of tarnish, mainly on upper half. One medium-sized carbon spot catches the eye between D and G in left lettering. Edge is milled with inscription in Latin, meaning an ornament and safeguard. In our case, top of the edge inscription pointing towards obverse, so regular strike. On the reverse, strike of device is bold, yet we see significant wear on device motifs. Ribbon lettering almost flattened and thereby unreadable. Face of animals of royal arms also display eroded surfaces. Coin is devoid of luster and displays deep fading in the outskirts of device elements and a round beaded circle. Overall, at very good condition. Higher grade, circulated £1 coins sell for $1 to $5 on eBay. As for sales records, most demanded specimens are coins with upside down Dakota Tutamen, which sometimes sell for over $100, as one I showed you in the beginning of this video. Here Royal Mint explains why the edge inscription appears upside down on some £1 coins. Sometimes the top of the edge inscription will be pointing towards the obverse of a coin, and at other times it will be pointing to the reverse of a coin. There is no right or wrong way. The reason for this is because the edge inscription is enrolled onto the coin blank before the blank is struck between two dies to impart the heads and tails. Depending on how the blank falls into coin press determines the way in which design is struck in relation to the design inscription, with ordinary circulation coins being struck at over 700 coins per minute. It is simply not possible to ensure that each coin is struck with edge inscription pointing in the same direction. Today I'm going to talk about red Lincoln penny from late 80s. Together we'll inspect it thoroughly and find out for which amount it sells on internet. Here is 1989 1 cent, minted in Philadelphia. Coin is at about uncirculated condition with peach orange surfaces. Mint luster is reduced by only tiny carbon explosions scattered all around the fields. Very briefly circulated coin. Strike is sharp. Letterings are bold. No softness or major contact marks on a verse, except this barely seen possible bag mark on the cheek of the president. and 2 abrasions on faded fields at 2 o'clock. The almost distracting element of this side of a coin is a massive pile of carbon, stuck to the inner edge of eastern collar. We also have wisp of carbon above T of Liberty and small smatter on shoulder of the President. Reverse side has a nice orange-grey blended reflectivity. The vice elements are sharply detailed, but one thing that bothers me is this deep gouge on the pillars. I'm not sure, but it could be die crack, as the line has a slight curve like a boomerang. Surface of S and OF on the country's name display some cloudiness, could be struck through grease. Overall coin looks pretty fine to me. According to PCGS holder of auction record for 1989 issue, is this red penny at mint state 68, which ended up selling for $4,112.50 in 2013 at Heritage Auctions. On eBay, circulated and ungraded pennies of this year sell for 10 cents to $2. Here is a PCGS price guide for higher uncirculated grades of this coin. For today I'm going to show you 2 Jefferson nickels minted in year 2000. Denver and Philadelphia mint, both of them at extremely fine condition. Quick reminder, if you're first time on our channel, please hit subscribe and notification buttons down below to get everyday high definition coin videos. Here is 2000D 5 cents from COİN's collection. Regular strike coin minted in Denver. Weight is 5 grams, diameter 21.2 millimeters. Contains 75% copper, 25% nickel. Mintage is over 1.5 billion. Surface of obverse displays numerous abrasions and very fresh layers of tarnish all around the nickel grey surfaces. Design motifs are sharp, letterings are crisp. Practically didn't detect any distracting wear or spotting on this side of a coin. On the reverse we see some pale hazel brown hues around E pluribus above. Die that struck the reverse was not at its best state. Under close inspection we see that it doesn't meet full steps criteria. Above Monticello roof, one deep contact mark catches the eye. Moving on to Philadelphia struck nickel minted in 2000. Coin is in extremely fine condition as well, but here we see more distraction in terms of eye appeal, so must be one grade lower than previous one. One deep cut is evident on President's left cheek. Little further on the top, around the eye, surfaces display different toning and irregular form. I'm not 100% positive, but it looks like a very small clad flow. On the reverse, Monticello building exhibits abrasions on the surfaces, which doesn't meet full steps criteria as well. According to PCGS price guide, 2000 D and P nickels at high circulated grades like EF or AU are worth not more than $1. You can get even uncirculated P and D set inside a mint cellar for just $2.30 on eBay. Graded and certified nickels are not that expensive as well. For instance, this MS66 gem of full steps variety inside PCGS holder was sold for $17 on May 4th, 2022 on eBay. So today we had a very beautiful and sunny day in Baku, Azerbaijan. Therefore decided to make a coin video outdoors. Presenting you 2006 P Washington quarter with South Dakota reverse, P standing for Philadelphia mint. Commemorative coin from series of United States mints, 50 state quarters. Content is copper nickel clad copper. Weight is 5.67 grams. A verse highlights left profile of George Washington and legends around. Coins at about uncirculated condition can be graded as AU58 by Sheldon scale. Surfaces display satin luster showing no distracting spots or abrasions. Once an abrasion or hairline shows up under magnification while tilting the coin. Strike is laser sharp, where equals to none. Near the western rim, surfaces of the fields exhibit very weak brown hues. Reverse side depicts well-known Mount Rushmore, state bird of South Dakota, and state grass, which is wheat. Name of the state above, under its date of admission to Union, below between wheat ears, year of minting, and E pluribus unum. Surfaces which are devoid of major contact marks and wear show brilliant reflectivity and very accurate strike. Only cons of this coin are several insignificant sized nicks on the rims. Overall, this quarter has a very nice eye appeal. According to PCGS, sales record for this commemorative quarter was set in 2016. MS68 gem was sold for $881 at heritage auctions. On eBay, higher grade circulated and uncertified South Dakota quarters sell for $1.14 to $1.95. For instance, on May 15, 2022, this lightly circulated coin was sold for $1.26. At uncirculated grades, these coins are not that cheap. At mint state 68, these coins are worth more than $1,000. Here's PCGS guiding prices for higher mint state coins. In this episode, I'm going to talk about two Canadian 5-cent coins featuring Elizabeth II on a verse. Two different portraits of her, younger and older. Coins are at different grades. Let me flip them over so it'd be easy for you to distinguish the difference. So before rolling into review, make sure to hit subscribe and notification buttons down below for getting everyday high definition coin videos. This is Canadian 5-cent from 1962, circulated coin at very fine condition. Content of a coin is a nickel. Weight is 4.54 grams. Diameter 21.2 millimeters. Oversight features right portrait of Elizabeth II, most probably at her late 20s, wearing wreaths and legend around in Latin. Coin has 12-sided shape. Edge is plain. Thickness is 1.70 millimeters. Reverse side depicts the beaver as a central device, letter in Canada, as the date below. Face value above, flanked on both sides by maple leaf. Oversize show heavily abraded surfaces throughout. The most evident marks are crisscrossing on Elizabeth's bust, which prevents these 5 cents from extremely fine grade. Trace of mint luster only preserved on outskirts of the legends. Reverse side displays less abraded surfaces and very sharp design elements. Lower lettering, though, are not that sharply struck. Some green stain are seen around the letterings of face value and also around CDA of Canada. At 3 o'clock we observed seen but long contact mark. On eBay, ungraded and mostly circulated but also uncirculated 1962 5 cents can be fetched for $1 to $8 depending on condition and presence or absence of mint error. For instance, this 1962 5 cent with multiple errors, including alleged doubling on A, was sold for $6.23 on May 8, 2022. Moving on to other 5 cent. From 1979, metal composition is nickel, weight is 4.54 grams as well. Here on the verse we have second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Although it's less abraded as compared to previous one, yet it has several distracting contact marks and patination. Strike is sharp, which is evident from hairs and motifs of tiara. Around the lips we see several notches with slanting scratch extending until the letter I. Very much looks like a die crack. Near the left legend, some crimson russet hues graces the surfaces between beaded circle and the rims. While near the portrait to the right, some whitish stains catch the eye. Looks like a residue of some kind. Reverse side has a sharply detailed device elements which display no wear. Plattings are abraded but yet show no wear as well. This side of a coin is free from noteworthy contact marks and spotting, except this bag mark near the letter A. On eBay, ungraded 5 cents from that year sell for $1 to $4. For instance, this uncirculated but ungraded 1979 5 cents from mint roll ended up selling for $1.55 on eBay's online auction kits. Hereby presenting you 5 cent or Jefferson nickels from 80s. Several years are missing. Among those coins you'll see nickels with mint errors. Mostly they are preserved very nicely. After finishing display of obverse, I'll show you reverse side, so together we check whether any of it's eligible for full step grade. Quick reminder, if you're first time on our channel, make sure to subscribe to COİN us to watch everyday beautiful videos of coins from all around the globe. This is 1972 Roosevelt time. Error coin with colored eye clash, so really quick about its main features. Contains copper nickel clad copper. Weight is 2.2 grams, diameter 17.9 millimeters. These diamonds at very fine grade comes with abraded surfaces on device and on the fields alike. Eye appeal is not of the best. Poor strikes, slight wear, abrasions, hairlines, flame flows, verdigris patination, you name it. However, it bears a mint error called a color dye clash. Doubling of the ring, which starts at 8 o'clock and extends until 11, accompanied with one medium-sized nick. Slight rubbing is evident on hair and ear of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Letter W of lower lettering displays dark gray-green stain, which also can be seen inside numeral 9 of the date. Edge is reeded and contains 118 reeds. Reverse show no major contact marks, just few occasional hairlines here and there. Wear is limited to high points of some device elements, mainly evident on bands of the torch. Between 5 and 6 o'clock, one medium dent is evident. Other than that, dark patination is observed on upper olive leaf and above AM of upper legend. According to PCGS price guide, auction record for 1972 regular struck dime was set in 2014 on eBay. MS67 gem was sold for $121. Circulated high-grade dimes are worth not more than $4. On eBay you can even get uncirculated dimes for a little less than $5. Now that we know that, hereby presenting you UK 1996 Elizabeth II 10 pence from COİN's collection, circulated coin at very fine state. Struck on a copper nickel blank, it weighs 6.5 grams. Diameter is 24.5 millimeters. The British decimal 10 pence coin, often pronounced 10p, is a unit of currency equaling to 1/100th of a pound sterling. The coin was first issued in 1968 before the currency was decimalized, to circulate in parallel with florin, 2 shillings coin. On the obverse, Queen Elizabeth II's bust facing right. She is wearing a royal diadem, necklace and earring. Elements of first are sharp and show no wear, which cannot be told about latter two. The medium softness is evident on necklace and the hair. Focal area of the bust displays several deep contact marks, including notches. Surface of the fields are heavily abraded as well. Nevertheless, some tiny bits of luster yet preserved on selected areas. Reverse die, which impressed this coin, was very sharp though. Look at the details of hair on the line. Well struck and free from wear, but yet too many contact marks that deprive this coin from lowest extremely fine grade. Letterings are crisp and show no rubbing on high points. According to NGC price guide, circulated and ungraded 10 pence are valued at 25 cents up to $1, depending on its condition. At mint state 66 it's worth at least $5. Price of mint state 67 starts from $10. On eBay, ungraded 1996 10 pence can be fetched for $1 to $3. You can even get proof coin for just $4, 35 cents. Today's episode covers relatively old Australian pennies from COİN's collection, presenting you them one by one in chronological order. Quick reminder, if you're first time on our channel, make sure to hit subscribe and notification buttons down below to get everyday high definition coin videos. Here is 1941 George VI Australian penny. First minted bronze coin with weight of 9.45 grams. Diameter is 30.8 mm. Overside highlights left profile of King George VI and legends around in Latin. Coin is at very fine condition, featuring bold stripe. Letterings display no wear at higher points. While on George's profile we see some softness on hair part. Tiny bits of luster can be seen on selected areas of predominantly faded surfaces. Lower legends display dark gray-green smatters around G, E and O. On the back of the head, one deep scratch catches the eye. On the backside of a coin, name of the country above, national animal kangaroo in the center, date of minting below to the right, Commonwealth star to the left, and the face value below. Here we see insignificant amount of wear on kangaroo's head. Little below, the numeral 1 of the date exhibits smudgy surfaces, looks like result of faulty dye. Oxidation caused very interesting and good looking rosewood pink hues around the device. First minted pennies of that year are more expensive than other mints. According to NGC price guide that circulated grades, price for those varieties ranged between $2.5 to $75. Even at lowest mint state, that is MS60, coin is worth at least $275. Next come 1952 Australian penny, an error coin which is at least one grade higher than previous one. But in terms of eye appeal, here we see more faded surfaces, particularly towards the rims. Weight, diameter and content of metal is the same. Reverse side displays sharply detailed design elements. Kangaroo's face displays no softness, as on previous one. Near kangaroo head, strong oxide layer shows up between 9 to 10 o'clocks. As I mentioned before, it bears a mint error. Under magnification, we see doubling on lower rims, which is a result of color dye clash. Here is another 1952 Australian penny, regular strike coin with sharply struck device elements and legends. It very much looks like a cleaned coin with extremely fine details. Pay attention to the diagonal lines showing up while tilting the coin. Looks like somebody tried to clean the tarnish hard way. Surfaces of reverse are nicely preserved and show sharply struck design motifs. This side of a coin is likely cleaned as well. According to NGC price guide, price of circulated pennies of that year ranged between 25 cents to $8, depending on preservation condition. At mint stage 65 they are worth $25. Moving on to our last coin, 1964 Australian penny featuring young Elizabeth II on a verse. First mint, bronze coin with content of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc and 0.5% tin. Weight is 5.67 grams, diameter 25.5 millimeters. These pennies at very fine condition, letterings are crisp, strike of device is not that sharp. On Elizabeth's facial part, on the neck and around the ear, we see medium amount of softness. On the top of her head, there is a black tone slanting stain of unknown origin. As you can see under close inspection, upper western rims display trace of color dye clash, a railroad rim. On the reverse, letterings and device elements display smudgy shapes. Most likely reverse dye that struck this coin was filled with grease. Significant wear is evident on initials of KG. Nevertheless, it is readable. According to NGC price guide, price of circulating 1964 pennies ranged between 20 cents to $2.50. At mint state 65 they are worth at least $8, but price of error coins vary depending on variety of mint error and its rarity level. 1969 is one of the key dates among double die Lincoln cents, especially San Francisco minted 1969 varieties, has been declared by numerous numismatists as a king of Lincoln cent varieties. The die doubling is not quite as dramatic as it's on the 1955 double die cent, but yet the 1969S variety is significantly rarer. Welcome back to COİN. Today we talk about valuable and rare 1969 Lincoln pennies. At the same time, I will show you our 1969 specimen from COİN penny collection. Really quick, if you first time on our channel, please subscribe to COİN and click the bell near the subscribe button for getting notification about recent videos in time. This is 1969S with double die of verse. Grade at mint state 64 red by PCGS. 1969S double die cent is undeniably rare in all grades, and full red examples are without objection the most difficult to acquire. A sharp stripe complements satiny copper orange luster, while a few flecks and minor marks serve as pedigree markers. Eye appeal is excellent. This gem was sold for $49,200 most recently on May 5th, 2022. It's not the most expensive 1969 penny, so record-breaking sale of that issue at Heritage was this MS64 double die of verse. The strike is crisp and the peripheral elements of obverse shows this variant's characteristic doubling, with the effect most prominent at Liberty and the date. Though a handful of marks are present in the fields, the devices are attractively preserved and the overall effect is tantalizingly close to an even finer designation. Sold in 2008 for $126,500. Philadelphia Mint or Denver Mint 1969 regular strike pennies are highly demanded as well, but mainly at highest mint states. The 1969 cent is considered conditionally rare at MS67 red grade. This specimen displays intensely lustrous surfaces with predominantly orange gold tones. Sold on January 8, 2014 for $1,762.50. Now let's check out our 1969 circulated penny. Letterings exhibit no doweling. Strike is bold. Surfaces of device show numerous deep abrasions, including several on focal area of the bust. Reflectivity almost muted by fadings on the fields. Device elements are graced by pale gold toning. Reverse side has a better appealing with less abrasions and fadings. Under zooming we see explosions of carbon specks among memorial columns. Above face value, a teardrop shaped carbon spot catches the eye. Overall it's at very fine condition. Now let's check out PCGS provided price list for higher grades of 1969 pennies. The most expensive 1969 penny was sold in 2010 at Bowers in Marina. Sale was concluded for $5,750 for MS67 gem. On eBay, circulated and ungraded 1969 pennies can be fetched for $1 to $3. 1977 Washington quarters are common in most grades, and I'm sure many of you have these coins in circulated grades. But in MS67 conditions they are very difficult to find. Today we are talking about 1977 quarter dollars, worth big money. As you know, since 1965 quarters have been struck on nickel copper planchets, But in 1976, San Francisco Mint impressed bicentennial coins with 40% silver. The last of silver struck on June 22, 1976, and all mints returned to regular design Washington quarters. And thereby this transitional slip-up occurred, which made this quarter super valuable even at circulated grade. That is, at extremely fine condition. Since 1977, the silver-clad was impressed on an obsolete bicentennial black, which remained in hopper at the resumption of regular nickel-clad coinage. How it got to Denver is uncertain. The age lacks red band customary for clad production. The pearl gray surfaces display faint hairlines. These were a rare piece, was sold for $4,935 on January 6, 2016 at Heritage Auctions. This is one of three known 1977 Philadelphia struck quarters that acquired mint state 68 grade so far. This attractively toned Washington quarter had been graded by NGC. It offers vibrant pastel patina in shades of gold, lavender, powder blue, sea green and yellow. Contains 75% copper, 25% nickel. Sold on January 9, 2020 for $1,560 at Heritage Auctions. 1977 is well known for abundance of mint errors as well. One of the most valuable error coins of that particular issue is this MS-64 specimen, which comes with double denomination on reverse. As you can see, second strike was of center towards southeast, sold in 2020 for $2,100. Speaking of error quarters, now I'll show you three 1977 quarters. Among them a quarter with error. Coins at very fine condition with slight softness on device elements, mainly on hair. Letterings are not that sharp, as it was struck by eroded overstyle. As you can see, coin displays traces of very unique mint error, almost perfect circular die cracks. Surrounding the Washington, one to the left starts near the L of Liberty, and pushed its way through G and U of Motto in God We Trust. Focal areas of the bust display several deep grooves and abrasions. The reverse side exhibits sharply struck device elements, but yet we see some irregularities on upper lettering. Strong stripe smoothness is evident on United and letter A of America. Overall, this side of a coin has nice reflectivity. On eBay, ungraded 1977 error quarters sell between $100 to $300, depending on type and graveness of error. For instance, seller from New Jersey showcases quarter with die crack of verse for $8. That's all. 1914 D. Lincoln cent. By finding a high-grade mint-state penny like this, you can make about $20,000. No kidding. Hey everyone, welcome back to COİN. In this episode I'm going to talk about highly demanded US coins recently sold at Heritage Auctions. A key date among early Lincoln cents, 1914 D, is widely recognized as a 20th century's rarity. It's a rare and expensive issue in all grades. And in better mint state levels, it's highly coveted condition rarity. Gem and finer examples, with original color and no flecks or spots, are extremely rare. Most of the design elements are well struck, including Lincoln's hair, beard, the mint mark, and the wheat ears except for lines in the rightmost one. At mint state 65 red, this penny ended up selling for $19,200 on May 23, 2022 at Heritage Auctions. Moving on to 1919 D. Buffalo Nickel at mint state 66, important strike and condition rarity. Despite a mintage of just over 8 million pieces, the 1919 D is moderately scarce in circulated grades and distinctly rare in premium gem conditions such as this eye-catching and lustrous coin. Well-preserved surfaces display glowing nickel-gray color that bespeaks originality. The strike is pinpoint sharp for 1919D. This is an important offering which should be of intense interest to any Buffalo nickel specialist. Sold on May 23rd, 2022 for $10,200. Here is error penny to look for. 1909 S Lincoln's and with a punched mint mark, so-called S over horizontal S. Original color and spectacular mint luster makes it plus-graded premium gem and eyeful. A tiny planchet flake exists at E of United. All else is sharp on this S over S mint mark variety. Sold for $8,400 on May 23rd, 2022 at Heritage Auctions. This is very attractively toned Roosevelt dime minted in 1959, grade at mint state 68 by NGC. Other than its mesmerizing patination and high mint state, it's a full bands variety. For beginners in coin collecting, full bands is a descriptive term applied to Mercury dimes or Roosevelt dimes. On Roosevelt dimes, it refers to full separation on both the upper and lower parts of crossbands on the torch. This bad boy was sold for $1,980 on February 27th, 2022 at Heritage Auctions. Here comes 1940D Jefferson nickel at mint state 68. Assigned 6 full steps grade. The 1940 Jefferson nickel is plentiful in lower grades, but MS68 full steps coins are decidedly rare. This is one of just 5 pieces. This fine with 6 full steps. Razor sharp definition complements an early dye state and pristine satin luster. Warm golden toning consumes each side. So this gem was bargained for $3,120 on May 4th, 2022 at Heritage Auctions. This is one of the most valuable US coins recently sold, presenting you 1895 proof Morgan dollar, elusive deep cameo example graded as PR66 by PCGS. The present coin is delightful premium gem proof with sharply detailed, richly frosted design elements that create intense cameo contrast with deeply mirrored fields. The impeccably preserved surfaces show no mentionable distractions. Overall eye appeal is terrific. This gem ended up selling for an incredible amount, $117,000 on May 23rd, 2022 at Heritage Auctions. Welcome back to Coin House. Today I'm going to show you 5 different Washington quarters from different decades. Before starting through the review in chronological order, I quickly remind you to subscribe to our channel if you're first time on Coin House. This is 1968 25 cent with mint mark D, error coin, struck by eroded obverse die. As you can see, coins at very fine condition, forehead displays diagonal very long die crack. Other than that, below near the ponytail we observe filled in mint mark D. Medium rubbing is evident on the hair part of Washington. When we flip it over, we see medium rub on the right wing of eagle, and always seen softness on the chest. Upper part of letters U and I, heavily worn into ring. Another die crack show up under close inspection on R and UN of E pluribus unum. On eBay, 1968D error quarters sell for between $1.50 to $30. Moving decade onward, 1979 quarter was yet another filled-in mint one. Denver Mint Error Quarter. Over-circulated coin with medium wear on Washington's bust. Numerous abrasions and hairlines grace the surface of the fields and device alike. Due to faulty die-break, mint mark displays distorted D, resembling more of a square rather than a letter. Reverse side exhibits well-struck device motifs and letterings. It's free from major contact marks, only distraction is this unpleasant oxide layer between the leaves over the face value. On eBay, circulated quarters at very fine, extremely fine, and about uncirculated grades sell for 90 cents to $3. You can even get proof quarter for $7-8. Next comes 1982 D Washington Quarter. Also with slightly filled-in mint mark. Strike is bold, but Washington bust shows medium wear on high points, nail on hair part. As you can see, there are tiny notes and abrasions of focal areas of device. One small carbon spot is visible inside you of motto in God we trust. Backside of a coin displays lightly abraded surfaces. These abrasions on the right half of a quarter very much resemble the die crack. But again, I'm not 100% sure. Slight touch of softness is evident on right wing of eagle. According to online sales records of eBay, circulated and ungraded quarters of that issue can be fetched for 90 cents to $5. This is 1991 P Washington Quarter with multiple errors, including double diverse. One or two grades higher than previous one, a choice very fine condition. Under close inspection, doubling can be seen on Liberty, mainly evident on R, T, and Y. Coin comes with misaligned die error as well. As you can see, lower rims are a little bit wider, as it was struck slightly off center. Some rub is seen on the selected areas of Washington's head. Strike is not that sharp, motto very likely struck through grease. Unlike a verse, backside of a coin very much looks like a regular circulated quarter, just abrasions, notches, some tiny tarnish specks scattered all around the surfaces. It's also possibly struck through grease. Pay attention to letter M in E pluribus and to the cloudy surfaces around. On eBay, 1991 P quarters with double dyed elements can be fetched for $18 to $25. But these are prices for ungraded error coins. And the last one, 2015 P Washington Quarter with Louisiana reverse. Commemorative issue from US Mints, America's a Beautiful Quarter series. As you see, coin is at about uncirculated condition, can be graded as AU 55 by Sheldon Skid. Surfaces of a verse exhibit brilliant satin luster and very accurate strike. Only distractions are abrasions and notches on and near Washington bust, as is hairline below AM of America. Reverse side displays wild turkey over a blue stem grass with long leaf pine In the background, a scenery from Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana. Here we see where reflective surfaces, which are devoid of spotting or abrasion, except this deep slanting one, and nearby dent on the rim, which were possibly caused from an impact with a firm object. At circulated grades, this coin is worth not more than $1. On eBay you can get even brilliant uncirculated pieces for $2-3. So in this episode I'm going to show you our coins of the world. These are only a little part of whole collection. Among them coins from all around the globe. Mostly they are at very fine and extremely fine conditions. Dear viewer, if you are first time on our channel, hit the subscribe and notification buttons down below to get everyday high definition coin videos. In case you have one of those coins, you can let us know in the comment section. Just wondering how many of you have those. At the same time, you can post them for sale on our website, thecoinas.com. Registration and publishing ad is free of charge. No strings attached. That's all for now. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button.